It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii.
Guaranteed sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey everybody, this is Attilio and I want to get straight to it. So we want to talk about Lahaina and what you can do to support them. I just want to give a quick shout out to our Keller Williams agents. Again, that's Keller Williams agents on Maui. One of the exciting things that we heard is that Gary Keller, the founder of our organization, is personally donated how much?
$100,000.
How much?
$100,000.
Yeah. So the ownership of Keller Williams Honolulu includes, part of the ownership group is included is Adrienne and myself. And let me tell you a little bit about me. Okay. I am a native Hawaiian. I'm half Hawaiian. How do I get to half Hawaiian? Because this half is no, not that way. It's actually through genetics. My mom is 3/4 Hawaiian and my dad is 1/4 Hawaiian. So I got Hawaiian on both sides of the family. And then they even had, because I live on Hawaiian homes. If you're going to own on Hawaiian Homes and get a 99-year lease from Hawaiian Homes, the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, how much Hawaiian you got to have?
50%.
50%. So even my grandfather on my mom's side is pure Hawaiian. I have relatives on Maui. So people say, multi-generational. You know what? I don't know. I guess if you go back far enough, my relatives were probably on the Hokulea coming over from Tahiti. By the way, I was in New Zealand. They have a lot of these are my cousins. Anyway, that's what they told me. You look like our cousin. Because in Tahiti, supposedly that's where they all went out in the different directions: Polynesia, Micronesia, Macaronesia, and Polynesian Cultural Center. You go there, you can see all the different Nesians. And so here's the deal: from native Hawaiian ownership of Keller Williams on Maui, we know what the right thing is to do to serve our local people there on that island and the victims in Lahaina. Get the money to them, get them connected with FEMA, get them set up with organizations that have been around for a long time, nonprofits that are not scams.
And then, for example, like the nonprofit that we just had on, Lima Charlie.
Yeah.
That helps to match the victims
with properties,
with homes, and pays their leases for 12 to 18 months.
They are going to sign the lease.
They sign the lease and they pay for it and they get the families all set up. Yeah.
So we know that the first thing we can do to help these families get back on their feet is get them one hale.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they say in New Zealand? Fale. Because they are cousins. Get them into a home to stabilize the family so they can get back to it. Because think about it, when you get up every day and you got to go out there and work, it's nice to have everything in one place, not be in one tent, FEMA tent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hot over there. Get them into some housing. So if you're a property owner on Maui and you have a vacation rental or any kind of rental, please send us an email, info@teamlally.com, info.
Or you can go to our website, teamlally.com.
Yeah.
And we do have the links for the Lima Charlie, the program. It's on our Maui Strong page.
Fill out the form on there. Tell them you want to be. If you already have victims, FEMA victims from Lahaina in the home already, they can do a match and get a lease signed up. And you, the person owning the home, you gotta pay bills, you gotta pay the mortgage, the property tax, everything else. Nothing wrong with that. Let's help the people in Lahaina connect the dots. And I will tell you, realtors are not the bad people here. But just like in an organization, you're gonna have a couple knuckleheads And I will tell you, every family, every church organization, any nonprofit, any group is going to have a few vocal knuckleheads that don't represent the silent majority that are doing the right thing. So the agents are not the bad guys. Todd Hudson, he's one of our agents over there. He has people sleeping on the floor in his home to support. You know, Keller Williams was affected by this directly. 13 agents lost their homes and everything, and one died.
And then Dean Otto has been calling all of his clients that have the empty homes and matching them with people that need homes.
Yeah.
I think that's, that's part of his.
He called,
and
these are luxury homes or whatever, high-end homes, and like 10 people didn't even blink an eye. I want the home to be in the program.
Mm-hmm.
So go to our website, Maui Strong, everything on there. We vetted, checked out. It's all legitimate. These are nonprofit organizations that we have checked out. Adrienne and I, we've been working with nonprofits for a long time, and we make sure that if we're going to support anything or recommend anything, that it is something that is helping the people that are in need, and as much of the money that is donated goes to where it is necessary.
So again, that's teamlally.com/Maui Strong, or you can just go to our homepage.
You just go to our homepage. It's right at the top. What does it say? Right at the top.
Maui Strong, resources and ways to help.
It says Maui Strong. Click on it.
So I want to read a review that we recently got from Jane Cooper. And Howard Nett was the agent who helped her. She said that Howard Nett of Team Lally was a godsend. As executor of my late aunt's estate, I had to clear out, spruce up, and sell her apartment in Honolulu, though I am based in New York and Barcelona. I had little idea where to start, but a Google search brought me to Team Lally and Howard. He immediately came to the apartment, put me in touch with really lovely folks who helped clean out the apartment, handled all the contractors for sprucing up the place, and walked me through the whole process, often calling me first thing in the morning or very late at night to accommodate the time difference. I think it's like in New York, it's a 6-hour time difference, and in Barcelona, it's 12.
Wow.
So we set the price of the apartment after reviewing the great data Team Lally sent, and received multiple offers in the first few days on the market. It ultimately sold and closed very quickly, and now I'm just a little sad I won't be chatting with Howard very much anymore. All in all, a very wonderful experience.
Here's the bottom line, folks. We've got a communication guarantee with Team Lally. If you become one of our clients, we guarantee that we will be communicating to you, if not on a daily basis, for certainly at least once a week at the beginning of the week. And we always update all of our clients, buyers or sellers, what's going on. The number one complaint from the National Association of Realtors when they survey clients with realtor services, what's the number one complaint, Adrienne?
The lack of communication.
The lack of communication.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We recap our conversations because we don't expect you to have a photographic memory, and we put as much details and hyperlinks in our recap. So every 7 days or shortly thereafter, not too far along on that, you're going to know what's going on. And one of the things that we like to do, there's a difference between telling people what they want to hear and what they need to hear. And what's that difference, Adrienne?
Well, I would say that the difference is that, sometimes you don't want to hear what you need to hear.
Yeah.
And I think that, the delivery and having a strategic plan on how to execute can be super helpful.
I think the number one challenge that we have with the real estate market today is that sellers' mindset of what they're going to get for the home is lagging behind the reality of what's going on with what you're actually getting for the home. And on the average, are they getting below what they're asking, at asking, or above asking in general?
In general, what's happening is they're going to get close to their asking.
Yeah.
And then buyers are going to be wanting some kind of a credit to help with closing costs or to buy down the rate a little bit. So, as the rates continue to fluctuate.
So, you sellers out there, I had a bunch of your agents call me and they said, you know what, Attilio, we too chicken for give it real, get real with our clients. So can you do it for us? Sure. The data is, not anecdotal, not my opinion, that the list price to sales ratio is 95%. In plain English, what does that mean?
That you're not getting the full
So the goal that if you're even in a low inventory situation, highly desirable, nobody moves unless they die. The buyer's expectations is, I want a perfect home, or if the bugger is all bust up, I'm okay with it, and I'm going to give you full price.
And on that note, we offer a 10K for upgrades.
We'll help you.
Program, so we'll help to prepare the home so that it is that move-in ready, and we'll get you a higher offer.
Wait a minute, we putting up our own money, $10,000 to help them prepare their property for sale. Who authorized that?
I did.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah. So we put our money where our mouth is, and we are all in, skin in the game, right? 10K, up to 10K for property prep. Now, this is not like a full kitchen remodel or anything. This is focused on all the aesthetics that you need to do to the home that most likely you may not have the money to, or the motivation or the energy. We'll coordinate all the effort. We're not going to spend the money willy-nilly. We're going to run everything by you, make sure you're okay with it. And then
we'll get you good pricing on all of the. Yep, on all of the.
How many times are your sellers? They're like, I can't get anybody to come to my house.
All the time. All the time.
Well, we called them, and I have my team member named Guido. No. We call them, and it's not I won't say it's not a commentary on. I would say it's not the right thing.
Actually,
but why do they return our calls?
It's your team member named Lee, and she is really good with her follow-up.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason being is that they understand that our team represents a lot more than, one person.
Yeah.
We can send them a lot of business and they do a good job. We'll send them more.
Yeah. So let us lend you our credibility to motivate these vendors to come take care of your house, because there may be future business for us. Now, granted, if you have the vendors that are like busier than a one-legged man in an okole kicking contest, it doesn't matter. It's like, you at the all-you-can-eat buffet and you went back 5 times. Oh, you like some more sushi? No, they're fully satiated. But what we do is we put the time and energy to make sure we find the people and find the ones that are not too busy to serve you, but not because they junk and they got 1-star reviews. Because do we check that stuff out too?
Yes, we do.
Like their insurance,
full background.
They got the proper licenses, and everything is above board. And so if you're a seller in this market and you're not too sure what you're going to do and you feel stuck, we have our Unstuck program called 10K for upgrades.
And then if you wanted to take it a step further, for certain sellers, we'll see if you qualify based on the amount of equity in your home. We do have another program where we can unlock that equity within 12 days.
Yeah.
We do the full-on remodel and basically profit share at the end on that gain. So we come up with like, okay, what's the the as-is price, and then we have the after repair value. Which,
for real.
Yeah.
Yes, for real.
So remodeling a kitchen could really make a big difference.
Yeah.
Depending on the neighborhood and the market.
Yeah. So I mean, even if it's like $250,000 to get the home up to speed, to get you the maximum sale price to split profits with, we have that ability to do that. So I mean. And even if we did none of those 2 things and we said, you know what, your house is perfect, all we got to do is a couple fine tuning. By the way, we'll come to your house.
We'll give you a list.
We'll give you a to-do list, not based on what you saw on the Home and Garden channel over the weekend on Curb Appeal and all of that stuff, because that's TV. Even if it's reality TV, it's not real. We know, because we're in the business, is what we do. And so we'll walk through the home from what kind of what is our perspective on that? What are we looking at and suggesting to do?
Well, like the same way that a buyer is going to look at it, or if we were there with a buyer client, these are things that we're looking at and are going to be pointing out to our clients to negotiate on.
And it's the best bang for your buck. Starting at the top, one of the number one things is to declutter the home. If you are able to move out entirely, that would be ideal. Number 2 is if you're not getting into any aesthetics where you got to spend any money, then put the money into a really, really good cleaning, working our way out. Make sure the yard is in tip-top shape. You're going to have to cut it more often, water it more often, fertilize. If you got some bald spots, go put some extra fertilizer over there. Get that yard up to speed, clear things out. And you know what? Find that, what if they need staging, Adrienne?
Well, we can help with that too.
Yeah.
both like with real furniture, and
accessories
with the virtual. So both ways it can be done.
Yeah.
We have a whole warehouse filled with stuff.
We have a warehouse like somebody else has this warehouse, or we have the warehouse.
It's our warehouse.
It's our warehouse. If you want to see our warehouse, when you come work out with us at F45 in Kapolei, we'll take you 6 doors down to our big roll-up door and show you our warehouse with our staging furniture. By the way, just for those of you who knew that we always were in the James Campbell building for coming on 9 years?
10 years. It'll be 10 years in December.
James Campbell building. We right across from the Kapolei police station, because they got to keep an eye on us in case we get, kind of crazy over there. They can get over right away. But we've been good, boys and girls. So we bought our own office place, and it's going to be next to F45. Anyway, hello to Shane and Mimi from F45. If you want to get in shape for the new year, it's never too late. Join F45. They go on free week.
You can also join our team. We do have a career night coming up.
Oh, yeah. When?
I think it's October 9th.
Yeah.
But if you go to hawaiicareernight.com, it's from 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, and it's going to be in Kapolei. Not at our office. It's going to be at the Keller Williams office, which is in that Kapolei shopping center that has...
What they're next to? Doroku.
Doroku, yes.
Doroku. They're right next to Doroku, where they get the awesome sushi and sake and all that stuff. And I think there's a credit union.
Yes, you can come to career night and then go to dinner after.
And go to dinner afterwards. But come to career night. We're going to be talking about what does it cost? What are the costs of becoming a realtor? What is the time commitment? Like what kind of schooling, licensing? We're going to talk about the potential careers. There's front of the house and back of the house. What does that mean?
So there's a lot of different roles.
Yeah.
And
it's not a casino.
Yeah. But there's a lot of different things that you can do within the real estate industry. And not all of them are sales related. Some of them are administrative, others, with marketing, using more creativity. So there's a lot of different ways to earn a living in the real estate industry. Yeah,
we're going to talk about property management. We're going to talk about maybe what a listing coordinator does, what a transaction coordinator does, buyer agent specialties, listing agent specialties, all kind of stuff.
Yep.
And we just Googled it, and we just got all this information like the other day. Or how long have we been doing this?
I think the career night, we've been doing it for like 5 years.
No, but the things we talk about at career night, how long have we been doing that?
Oh, so I've been excuse me.
Hey, clear your throat already. We're professional radio people over here.
20, I've been licensed coming on 20 years.
20 years.
You're 18. And then Chad Shimabukuro, I think he's
been doing it a long time.
About as long as me, maybe longer.
Yeah, he has so many mortgage licenses that he can actually do a mortgage for you on Mars.
So again, that's hawaiicareernight.com.
Yeah. So past licenses.
Yeah, check it out. Go sign up. Would love to see you there and share with you all about a career in real estate.
What's interesting about the real estate career? What happened during COVID? It got shut down?
No, it was one of the essential businesses.
Yeah.
But we were lucky here in Hawaii because there was other states where that was not the case.
Well, and so
thank goodness.
The other thing too is that the other thing we want to talk about, here's something I was thinking about and I looked it up. By the way, I looked it up and it's going to change your life forever. But I'm not going to talk about that thing right now. I'm going to talk about something else. Because the thing that will change your life forever that I do want to talk about is on the external. But the person we want to bring on next is going to be talking about making that changes on the internal.
That's right.
And Adrienne, who is that?
That is Haaheo, and she's going to be sharing with us about the PSI seminars, and I believe we have one coming up very soon in October, correct?
Yeah. Hi, Haaheo.
Well, hello there. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Is it afternoon? It is.
It's just a good day in Hawaii.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. So first of all, PSI, I always like to tell people, share with people, what does that acronym stand for?
Personal Success Institute.
Oh, I thought that was the local way of saying, I need your attention.
Not right.
She does need your attention, though.
Yeah.
So pay attention, everyone. This is very important.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Haaheo. What you can share with us?
Well, I would say I am on my way to our 50th anniversary celebration.
Wow.
And, I know that, Attilio, you always say you don't have to get on a plane. You can just do it right here.
Yes.
And we are celebrating 50 years of in-person seminars, even during COVID, in-person seminars in the state of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting. 50 years.
50 years.
And I don't think all states can say that. It started here in Hawaii, right, Haaheo?
Yeah.
It started here, and not any other city or state can say that. We are the only ones, because many, I think I heard you briefly mention, a lot of some of the other cities had to shut down during COVID.
Yeah.
So they were not doing in person. And we did do the online, which one of your employees was just in our last
California
online class. Yeah. Yes.
Well, they were in the Philippines.
And she was in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual live class was in California, and then she was taking it via Zoom.
Yes. And at the same time, simultaneously, we had our live class here in Honolulu.
Awesome.
So lots of amazing things have happened because we learned to pivot during COVID.
Yeah. The, one of the things I want to pick your brain on, and maybe not necessarily in this moment on the show, but to think about it, Haaheo, what I am finding that is creating the synergy as a business owner is we're trying to identify more and more business owners where PSI is like basically part of their corporate in-house training program, in addition to everything else for that company, but it's the mindset aspect of it. So a big shout out to Rhino Irwin of Hawaii. What is it? Hawaii Unified?
Yes.
Unified.
Yes, Hawaii Unified.
Yeah. His company, he offers to pay for his staff if they want to go.
I think he's had about like 10 people from his company go. And like that's pretty impressive, because we do the same thing with our team. Yeah. So it's nice to meet other like-minded business people that put this at such a high value. Yeah. So Haaheo, if you have, and so here's how we feel about it, Haaheo, and I know you've heard this, but this is for our listeners, that if you're a W-2 employee, that means you sign your paycheck on the back. If you're a W-2 employee for us, we have it part of your position agreement that within 1 year you'll attend a PSI class. We will pay for it and pay for your time off and support you 100% in that weekend journey. I call it learn the language of success. It's like we're sending them to the trade school for the mind, and then they come back to us. And you know what? Every person that we've sent says afterwards, Haaheo, you know what they share with us? They go, now I know why you and Adrienne said that dialogue in the way that you guys do in our business, because I see where you got that language of success from. And then all of a sudden, instead of us sounding like the teacher on Charlie Brown, there's clarity.
We hear that from every business owner who has sent their employees. They say when they come back, now I get it. Yeah. Now I get it. And you know what? I'm going to call it the most awesome retention program that's been on Oahu for 50 years. It's an excellent employee retention program. And if you're a business owner, you know this for a fact. Retention saves you millions of dollars and makes you millions of dollars, because turnover does the opposite. And when you send somebody within your organization to this 1 weekend training, and you tell them the reason I want you to go is for you and your family, company second, that's pretty powerful message from the employer to the employee that you truly care about them. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I will say with all of you and with Rhino, their families have been included. So Rhino's in-laws have all gone. His children have attended. I know your children have attended. Your sister has attended. And so and mom has gone. So it's a family. My family is celebrating 4 generations now of participation in psych seminars. Yeah. Now, Haaheo, the next one is going to be in October, right? It's like the second or third weekend in October. So our listeners have time to sign up. October 13th. Yes, October 13th to the 15th. They can call. We have many, many presentations. We have one this evening. We've got presentations all through until October.
Yeah, and the presentation allows you to go and hear a group of speakers.
Like success stories, too.
Success stories, personal, business.
Yes.
Yep.
Relationship. I mean, I've heard testimonials where this thing has saved people's marriages. Why wouldn't you want to go to that? Right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So anyway,
we have a young lady who's we have a young lady who's a mortgage broker. And when you're talking about retention, she was ready to move companies. And as a result of what she learned, she went and spoke to her bosses and said, I'd love to stay here. Mm-hmm. This is what the other company's offering. And they matched the offer, and she's going to stay. She's not going to leave.
Nice. Because she spoke up.
Yeah. She learned how to use her voice.
She learned how to show up.
Absolutely.
And play black. And we can't tell you what that means, because you gotta go. No. You gotta go to the class.
Well, I invite you all to come.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Haaheo, for this this reminder. And we hope that all of our listeners will go and check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you for having me on the show.
Okay.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Haaheo.
All right.
Okay, aloha.
All right, so go to, what is it, PSI?
PSI seminars.
It's on our website.
PSI seminars Honolulu, and there's they have their own site, and it shows the different dates that are available, and you can sign up.
You know what?
And if you go to one of the events, they usually have a discount code. So yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, it's just an intro event, like an intro event that's short, 1 hour, and then the main thing is what they're going to be talking about and sharing the experiences. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal. You know what? By the time you hear this radio show, we're going to have that on our website. So all you got to do is go to teamlally.com. And
yes, so we are going to take a break, and stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Kyle Shimoda of INPAC Wealth Solutions. We're going to talk about the factors to consider in using a DST with a 1031 exchange.
So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Hawaii, I would hire Adrienne, Lally, and Attilio Leonardi. Their marketing strategy is so effective that if your home doesn't sell on terms you agree to, Team Lally will buy it. Partner with the team I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
If you're looking for an outstanding insurance agent that will personally help you during the moment of truth, we recommend Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
So, Attilio, what do you mean by the moment of truth?
Well, the best insurance is the insurance you never have to use. But we know that's not how life works. So when life happens, you can count on Bradley and his team to exceed your expectations for your insurance needs.
Keep in mind that when buying a home, the cost of home insurance should be taken into consideration. I trust Bradley with my own personal home, so you should give him a call. Call Bradley with Allstate Insurance at 591-8016.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today was born on Oahu, yet raised on the island of Kauai since he was 3 years old. He graduated from Kauai High School and attended the University of Hawaii with a major in marketing, a minor in finance, and got a certificate in the culinary arts from Kapiolani Community College. He moved to Oahu in 1999. He is currently a wealth advisor at INPAC Wealth Solutions for the past 18 years. He has been assisting individuals, families, and businesses build a financial plan for their future, as well as to reach their personal and family goals. Please welcome today's guest, Kyle Shimoda. Kyle, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. I want to say hello, Lemony Snicket it. Hello.
I love how you added in the number 3 in there in the description.
That's it. So, You went to Kauai High, because you get Kauai High and Kapa'a High, right?
Kapa'a or Kapa'a.
Kapa'a.
Kauai.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, some people say Kauai. You know, I think
Kauai,
you're from here. People say Kauai. Yeah.
And well, my dad's a graduate of Kapa'a High School, and him and his brother, my Uncle Jimmy, they went there. They were raised by the Aguiars. It was like a Hanai family. And they had them big. They had like, I don't know, a couple 100 acres, and they had cows and everything. So you used to get up. They got to go do chores like on a farm and then go school and then come home and do even more chores, riding horses, you know, castrating cows. I mean, they were like full on cowboys in high school. Because my grandfather, their father, was a businessman in Honolulu, and then he was a widower, so he couldn't take care of my dad and Uncle Jimmy, and so they got raised by the Aguiar family on Kauai and grew up there. And then after high school, they came to BYU out in Laie. But that's how that.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the history of the Leonardis. I remember one time went over there, and then my cousin was teaching me how to ride on dirt bike, and I almost crashed into a barbed wire fence, but that's another story. But you know, and my sister lived there for a long time. She was there for Hurricane Anike. Were you there for Hurricane Anike? You must have been, huh?
I was there for Hurricane Anike. I won't tell you what age I was yet. It was a very, for me, what I realized as a kid, looking back, when that happened, the first thing I thought about was, great, no school.
Yeah.
Yet now as a adult, as I go through this and a homeowner, and there's a hurricane warning, I'm like, okay, we got to tape up the windows. We got to go get some gas, fill up the bathtub with water. It's such a different experience as an adult going through a potential hurricane versus as a kid, which was fun and games.
As an adult, you're like, we need 50 cases of bottled water and more toilet paper than we're going to use in our entire lifetime. As one kid, like, house no more roof, but at least I don't have to go to school. But all right. So let's talk about people's future, right? I feel like you're going to share the information you share with people is going to help them be the ants or the grasshopper. You remember that fable, right? The ants and
a little bit. Could you refresh my memory on that?
It was summertime, and the grasshopper's all kicking back, cruising, sleeping on his mom's couch, no more job. And then the ants, they got like 3 jobs, working all the time, saving. And then when economic calamity hits, the grasshopper doesn't have any reserves or savings or anything to fall back upon, but the ants have saved up. But I mean, in the story, it was wintertime. And so the winter of our lives is when we get older. We don't want to work till we drop dead. Unless you're Jimmy Buffett, because that's what happened to him. He's a billionaire, Jimmy Buffett.
But he enjoyed what he was doing.
Yeah.
He loved music.
But it was funny because his songs was all about kicking back and cruising and shots of tequila and all of that. But he wrote books. He had Margaritaville restaurants. He was a billionaire.
Have we started talking about the DST yet?
Yeah, we're talking about ants and grasshoppers. And so Kyle is going to give us Kyle is going to give us wisdom to help us be more like the ants, work and save for the future instead of the grasshopper.
Well, I want to we had Haaheo on before the break, before we brought Kyle on, and I just want to give another shout out to the PSI seminars, because that is actually how we got connected with Kyle. Yes, it was through PSI.
Yeah, and Kyle, so the shout out go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, and that's a great story of how, I think Adrienne, you learned about the DST was
tell that story.
My wife
tell the story.
Yeah, tell the story. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So I was auditing the basic, because once you take it the first time, you can
go back for free.
Yep. So I was doing that in preparation for the women's leadership. So I just felt like I needed to brush up.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because Kyle's wife, Lori, was also auditing, and she was my partner for some of the exercises. Mm-hmm. And I was just sharing with her how stressed out I was about this.
Your woes.
Yeah, like this home sale, and I was going to have to pay all these taxes. And she's like, oh, my husband can help you with that. And I was like, what? I don't think anyone can help me with this. Like, I have to sell it. I don't have great credit right now. There's no way that I can do a 1031 exchange to
take a hit.
Yeah. So she's like, no, my husband can help you. Let me just connect you with him. So I remained open-minded, and I had an awesome conversation with Kyle, and the timing couldn't have been better because I think I only had maybe
a short amount of time.
Yeah, and Kyle and his team went right into action, and boom, there I was into the DST.
So here's the ABC, and then Kyle's going to flesh out the details. The A is you had an investment property.
Mm-hmm.
The B is you did a 1031, and then the C was the DST.
Yeah, the 1031 and the DST.
A, B, C.
And then the DST, and I still own that DST, and it's gone up. I think, Kyle, it started at it was like a 5% cap rate. Now we're at 8 something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And over 30% equity gain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciation. Nice. Yep. And just, and that is also that's all the icing on the cake. Yet, going back to where you were in terms of, you really had no options.
No.
With the value, there was nothing really you could buy for what you were going to net out of that sale.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could have qualified for another mortgage to replace the full value in a 1031 exchange. And then your timeline was too short to find something. So, I look back and that was all of the clients that use DSTs with me are success stories. Yet yours was, every point we hit, we were able to figure the taxes, get you the non-recourse loan, get you better income, and that income's increased, and so has the appreciation. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
and it all started with an audit of the PSI seminar.
So you're saving everybody that random chance of meeting Kyle's wife by coming on the show and sharing the information right now. So if you own investment property here in Hawaii, any island,
or anywhere.
Yeah. But if you own investment property here in the state of Hawaii, Kyle, why would someone want to get out of that investment property, and then what's the 1031? What is that?
Okay, so let's talk about why people buy real estate in the first place.
Yes.
Right, is for some of the things we just discussed. Owning a real asset that appreciates over time, and that helps diversify their overall portfolio. Right, they've got 401ks, bank accounts, and now real estate is an asset class that helps diversify, maybe even helps solidify, right, the type of growth potential, right? And then you've got income potential off of that. You've got tax deduction, right? So people buy investment property for those reasons. Yet with all the good, there often comes some not so good, right? And we start with the terrible T's, which in some cases are the tenants, right? Finding the tenants, keeping the tenants happy.
Yes.
Right. And then you've got, termites and potential taxes, and there's all these trash, right? The toilet, replacing toilet. There's all this things you have to do to maintain a physical property that you own and manage, or you pay a property manager, and that costs are eaten into your profit margin.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the drawbacks. And then, some people say, well, okay, I'm done managing property. I don't want to deal with tenants and the upgrades, and so I'm just going to sell it. Now, if you have some appreciation on that investment property, right? You bought it, Auntie bought it for, $60,000 back in 1950, and now it's worth $1 million today.
Yeah,
that's a ton of capital gains. And after you add up federal, state, Medicare surtax, and depreciation recapture, you might be paying over 30% on almost $1 million of gain, right?
So that's like 300 grand. Boom to Uncle Sam.
Yeah. So then enter tax code 1031, which allows you to sell an investment property and replace it with another investment property. So as long as you're going from investment to investment, and it doesn't have to be selling a single family home and getting another single family home, or selling a condo for another condo. You can sell any type of investment property, replace it with another type of investment property. So you could sell a single family home, get another single family home, or you could do water rights, land rights. You could do a commercial property, or you could do a DST or an upgrade. So those are the securitized real estate programs.
Kyle, they call that like kind, and then they went update the IRS code for cultural awareness here in Hawaii. They also have a subsection in there for Hawaii people doing it like the kind.
Like the kind.
Like the kind. And so if you're not sure if the other property is like the kind, just call Kyle. But keep going.
Yeah. And so under that ruling, it says that as long as you replace equal or greater value, then you can defer all of your capital gains tax.
Yeah.
So the other benefit of owning real estate in general, right, that has some appreciation, and let's say you sell and replace and sell and replace 1031 all the way until you pass away.
Yeah.
And you leave that property to your children, grandchildren, or any individual beneficiary, they get a step up in cost basis.
What does that mean?
They sell after you're gone. Yeah. So Auntie bought it for $60,000.
Yeah.
It's worth $1 million. She passes away, leaves it to her children. Their basis steps from, so Auntie's was $60,000, right? So $940,000 a gain. Now the beneficiaries, they get stepped up to $1 million of basis.
Okay.
So zero gains. If they sold it right away, no capital gains tax.
Nice. Yeah. And you call that swap until you drop.
Swap until you drop.
Yeah, or defer until you die.
Defer until you die. Yeah. See these rhyming things? This makes it easy for you guys to remember.
Yeah.
And then
flip it till you kick it.
Those are good memory hooks, but
there's Kyle, you guys do some informational type seminars that are on Zoom and then also in person.
Yeah.
What could our listeners expect if they were to sign up, or how would be the best way for them to get more information?
Yes, that's a great way to get more information. Well, I know Team Lally, you guys built a great website with a lot of information there. Yeah. It's a really high level. I also want to note that, when you look at a DST specifically, if you're going to do a DST through your 1031 exchange, you have to be an accredited investor.
Yes.
So an accredited investor is someone that makes $200,000 or more per year as an individual, or $300,000 or more as a couple, or you have $1 million of net worth. So you can have just $1 million of net worth and have zero income. And typically in Hawaii, we find most people are accredited just because they own investment property.
Yes.
And so the best way to learn more about that, the DST as a potential strategy for replacement property is, attend a Zoom or attend one of our luncheons. They're all informational. And, we love working with, Team Lally because, obviously Adrienne has done it before. We help educate the entire team. And so of all the realtors that I work with in Hawaii, Team Lally has some of the most educated realtors in the area of, investment property.
Yeah, and Adrienne and I did one too.
We've done it twice.
We're a two-time offender. And here's for you people out there that have real estate, and when you pass on, you want the kids beefing at your funeral. No, you don't want the kids beefing at your funeral, because I'll tell you, we see it on the side. Well, first of all, make sure you guys get a trust.
Yes. And we have an excellent trust attorney, Amphi.
Yeah, he's going to be updating mine.
And we know Amphi through PSI. And through soccer too.
Yeah, and he played on my soccer team. I played with Go Legends, 45 and older and the 35 and older. I co-founded both those teams with Miso Soccer. But anyway.
So Amphi with the estate planning group.
So get the estate planning group and get the trust. But for me, Kyle, my personal goal with my investment property is that when you die and you have real estate, first of all, it's a very low probability that the kids have a skill set to manage it.
Or that they want to.
Or number two, that they want to. And then the second one is that, unless you have only child, or maybe you have siblings and they eat a lot of meat and watch on Netflix and don't exercise, maybe that will work out too. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to have consensus with siblings on real estate. And we get front row seats to this because we got to go.
We got a referee.
We got to go Switzerland all the time. But tell them for inheritance or succession planning, what's the benefit of a DST?
Oh, the benefit of a DST is because you have fractional ownership in a multi-million-dollar institutional commercial property.
Yeah.
So let's say of this $200 million DST portfolio, you own a 0.02% with your $100,000 investment.
Yeah.
So when you leave that, when you pass away, leave it to your children, they get a step up in basis, so no capital gains tax. And now each children will get depending on how you leave it to them, let's say it's evenly split, they get an even split of your fractional ownership. So each child can decide, okay, well, I like the income. I like that I own property that I don't have to manage. So I'm just going to keep my ownership, take the income. Another child might say, you know what, I want that for down payment, or I got some expenses. They can liquidate, cash out. So the only child that may get bummed out is the one that was living at home watching Netflix and living rent free.
Well, you don't have to do an even split. The Kolohi kid, the one never call you on mom and dad's day, you give them less. And then the good kid, you give them the most. And then the middle rotten child, you give them a little bit less. No, I'm just kidding. But the bottom, it avoids a lot of the bickering and the arguing. And are we going to sell, not sell? Because with hard real estate, you got to have a consensus on what you're going to do, because you can't take a chainsaw and go start cutting it up into pieces along with the income. But a DST,
it's much easier.
Much easier to separate the income stream and allow each individual child, based on their goals and priorities, to have their own decision on what they want to do. So
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But and that's a big motivator for me, because that's how I want to my succession planning for my 3 kids, and how I want to pass on my real estate portfolio to them is that it'll be in a DST.
So Kyle, like, what kind of projects or offerings are there currently for the DSTs?
Yeah.
Well, they change from time to time as they fill up. Yet, the type of properties that go into these DST portfolios are student housing, nursing homes, grocery, self-storage. There could be warehouses, like that would have an Amazon or Walmart, things like that.
Yeah.
So you have different types of properties that go into these, and it could be one property in one state. It could be multiple properties in multiple states, which adds to the diversification.
Yeah.
Right. I have some clients that don't want to have all their assets in Florida, maybe because of the potential natural disasters. However, sometimes those pay really good income, right? And also minimum investment into these DSTs usually around $100,000. So if you were to sell a $1 million property in Hawaii, and you've got, let's say, $300,000 to work with, you could go into 3 separate DSTs, 3 different asset classes, right? You have a warehouse, a self-storage, and a student housing. So you've diversified by geographically diversified, and also asset class diversification.
You remember Harry Kojima, Let's Go Fishing? I don't know if that might be before your time, but he had one show called Let's Go Fishing. Yeah, and he would get the fish, and then they would, dress the fish, butcher the fish, and then he would cook them right there, and he would get the hot chili oil right down the beach. So, your real estate investment property is like one fish. So some kids I like sashimi. So you go to sashimi, that part. The other one's like, I like them on the grill with the hot peanut oil. Then you do them that way for them. And then the other one's like, I like them poke with limo and chili pepper water. And then you do them that way for them. Instead of no, I'm only making the fish one way. And no matter how you like it or don't like it, this is how I'm making the whole fish. So that is my Harry Kojima Let's Go Fishing analogy for DST.
Yeah.
So Kyle, before we wrap things up, because we've got a few minutes left, I want you to explain to our listeners who may be doing a 1031 exchange and they have the leftovers or the boot. How is that beneficial? This DST strategy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah. So Oftentimes what we find, let's go back to Auntie selling that $1 million property while she's alive. Let's say she wants to just downsize a little bit, right? That $1 million single family home is getting too much work. She wants to go into a nice new apartment or a nice new condo in Kaka'ako, right, for $800,000. She's got $200,000 left over. There's not much you can buy in Hawaii for $200,000. So most people in the past would just pay the taxes on it, right? So that leftover we call boots. So now there's we can put the boots into 1 or even 2 DSTs, avoid the capital gains tax, and make income off of that $200,000, and also diversify the portfolio. You've got those 2 assets going to kids, however way you want to split it.
Yeah.
And so it's a way to take care of that boot.
The leftovers, you like that. It's like that family. They go family get-togethers and then get leftovers, and then they brought Ziploc.
And then one more thing we have that I want to touch on that's very important.
Yeah.
So we talk about never have a failed 1031 exchange. How does the DST help? Bulletproof your 1031. Yes.
Oh, yes. So going back to the 1031, they have very strict timeline rules, right? Yeah. So on the date you close on your investment property, you have 45 days to identify the next property and 180 days total to close on it. Yeah. So right now the market's very tight, like inventory is low, and there's a lot of competition on people looking for investment property. So it's hard to find a good replacement in that time frame. With a DST, we almost always have availability in at least a few different options. So I've gotten calls on the 40
final hour.
I don't recommend. It's better if we have more time to kind of look through, maybe put some reservations on a DST that we like. Yet we can literally sign the paperwork, open it up, and
move quickly.
As soon as that day comes, within a week, we can fund into the DST and avoid a failed 1031 exchange.
Yeah. Well, just like everything that's awesome, it all must come to an end. So this is the end of our show.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Excellent information, as always.
We're going to see you on that webinar.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley with Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Kyle with Impact Wealth Solutions.
He was just on. Robinson with Fine Line Paintworks.
Chastity of American Floor and Home.
Jake with Skydar Construction, Roofing, and Solar.
Ryan of Zero Res Hawaii.
MP with the Estate Planning Group. He's going to help you with a trust.
Yes. Jeff with the Loan Depot.
If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Yee-hoo!
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Bravo! This is a Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha!
The preceding program was sponsored